signed off. It's like a filter. Hey everyone, welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. Today we have a packed show. We have two special guests joining us. Alex O'Crypto will be joining us for some TA in T-minus 10 minutes. We also have Cassius Cuvée joining us, talk a little NFTs. We also have some news on Polygon. We have some news on Hong Kong. Will it pump the markets? We also have some news on Avalanche. And we also have some news on... I think that's pretty much it. We also have some news on a co-host, and his name is Robin. Welcome him, please.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, well, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where all those other channels, they do it in a boring and stale kind of way.
Name some of those channels.
Channel
kidding.
A,
Don't
Channel B,
name it.
and Channel C. I'll let you fill in the blanks.
Just kidding.
But we ain't like that. We bring the entertainment, we bring the juice, we bring the heat, we bring the Vegas flair, and we do it in a fun and sexy way.
You know who else brings the juice? That's right. You know who else brings the juice? If your internet's out of juice, there's one person, one company you should call, and that's Chem's Blue Wire Technology. Today's show is brought to you by them. If you want more information on how they can help fix your IT problems so you can focus on your business, visit BlueWireTech.com.
I'm glad you brought that up because we had internet downage. Is downage a word?
Downages.
Yeah, we had a lot of downages. And now we
have
stable.
uppages.
We stable.
We stable. Thanks to Cam.
CBDC.
All right,
Now, Robin,
what's up?
let's start this thing off.
Oh, yeah?
What's your stance on pickles?
Let me guess. This is our entrance to our Twitter segment,
Do
right?
you like pickles, yes or no?
Yes, I love pickles, man.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
love.
good on sandwiches. You can chop it up and make it into relish.
Okay,
And
okay.
also, it make good for a late night snack.
My 10-year-old will literally sit there and eat pickles and then drink the pickle juice. But do you love pickles as much as this lady loves pickles? Rocco, cue the left.
Girl now?
And even if you loved pickles and this kid had
Girl now?
you know,
That's a lot of hype for somebody just falling over, man.
it's pretty funny the way the pickle juice is. Anyways, we also have this. Now, I want to ask you, okay? Now, okay, let's just watch it.
Okay, yeah.
Do you wanna-
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What do you think is going to happen?
You're gonna break her arms.
She's going to break her arm, okay? Robin, what do you think is going to happen?
She's gonna punch the guy in the face.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do it. I do
Oh
it.
my
I didn't even know
God.
that.
Okay, do you think that was on
Damn.
purpose? Was that on purpose? Or you think she just got too excited and just
I would say
went too far
I would.
left?
She literally punched him, so I'm not. I think that's real.
Chad, what do you think? Was that on purpose, or was that not on purpose? Let us know. Let us know.
You think this is his boyfriend?
Uh,
Not anymore.
not anymore. Except if that happened during a game, I'm sure it
You
happens.
know,
at
one
home all the
time I was sleeping and I punched my girlfriend, but I was in a fight in my dream. No joke, man. Like my boy was getting beat up and I was running, and then I was like, Hail Mary coming in, and then as I threw the punch in the dream, I wake up and I had punched my girlfriend in the
Wow.
chest, and she was like this. She was like, knocked the wind out of her. She was like, "Did you just punch me?" And I was like, "Oh my God."
Wow,
Oh
Robin
my God.
just admitted
And
to
then
domestic violence on
every
TV.
time we got in a fight, she would always be like, "I'm gonna tell my dad you punched me." I'm like, "It was a dream."
Wow.
Just
I don't know
saying.
how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was. It's like, can you be charged for murder for killing somebody sleepwalking? You know, it's under.
Normally,
it's
yes.
not under your own power. That's what I'm saying, man.
Huh. Okay.
It's a weird. I don't know.
Guys,
let's move on.
If you're
Let's
Robin's,
move on to a new
if you're
direction.
Robin's next future ex-wife, for some strange reason, just keep that in mind, okay? Some really interesting good news. This is Bitcoin Magazine tweeted this. Fidelity Director of Global Macro, okay? Not Fidelity's Director of Crypto or Digital Assets, of Macro. Bitcoin is a unique asset because it has both the supply characteristics of gold and the adoption curve of a disruptive technology. Man, I think that hit the nail on the head, right? I think that is why that is why Bitcoin is inevitable, because it's like the best of both worlds, right? Of course, there's no perfect product. It uses a lot of energy. Got to spend a lot of money to set up these mining rigs. But my God, if there's anything as close to a perfect exchange of medium, store of value, I think it's got to be Bitcoin, right?
That's right.
I mean,
it's perfect, babe. Hey,
it's perfect.
that's right.
Thank you.
Okay, I do want to give a little shout out to the chat.
Go ahead.
First of all, I want to ask the chat what the hell y'all doing. Why haven't we reached 50% like ratio?
Why?
Do me a favor.
Do us a favor.
If you're excited about today's show,
Are you
if you
excited?
like the long start without any crypto information,
Long start.
that's what we do.
What we do.
Hit the like button.
Like it.
Also, if you are new here, say hello so we can drop an whole lot back at you.
Say hello.
We have a couple new people.
New people.
We got, can you stop? We got Jake Fro, Crypto Golfer, Rick Wilson, Puddles, Bully Berry, Snipers Nightmares, Remington P, Nick M, Jason Ferrari, and Earth Angel, XRP, and Clay. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Did you just have a stroke?
No, I'm good.
You said you missed Larry, so I figured I'd, kind of mimic him a little bit. Like a bird. Before we get into the markets, real quick, I want to share this. This is from Patrick Harker, the president of the Philadelphia Fed. Let's skip this one and see how it goes. We know the CME flipped yesterday. Majority thinking we're going to get a pause. JOLTS report came out. We have CPI coming out in about 12 days, 13 days. And we have the next Fed meeting in 14 days. So are we going to get a pause? They've come out and said, even if we pause, doesn't mean we can't hike in the future. We have people like Jamie Dimon coming out and saying with this new debt ceiling deal, which, by the way, as far as the House was concerned, Robin was right. They passed it as is. He said it on the show yesterday. Still has to get passed in the Senate, which is funny because more Democrats voted on yes than Republicans did, and it was Speaker McCarthy's bill, which a lot of people were laughing at. Either way, though, it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Are we the people that vote no and don't pass it and the U.S. defaults and, they point the finger at us and blame us? Or do we just, swallow our pride and say, okay, we didn't get everything we wanted and just pass this thing? But with that, if this thing does get passed, with the uncapped spending for 2 years, a lot of people like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, are saying because of that unlimited cap, the Fed's going to have to continue hiking rates because the government's going to flood the economy with money. I don't know. What do you think about that?
Money printing, baby. That's what we do.
What does a money printer go?
Stop, man. I hate that sound.
I know you do. Money
It's the
printer
dumbest
go?
sound ever, man.
Anyways, I won't do it.
All the channels, they always say, money printer go brr. And it's just like,
yeah, but you got to say,
it's like a bunch of like boomer talk, bro. It's a boomer talk.
Boomer talk?
Boomer talk, yes.
Says the oldest guy on the show here. Actually, Rocco's the oldest guy. But anyways, that's not the point here. The point is, we're going to bring on our first guest. That is the point. So we have a special guest joining us, Alex O. Crypto. Let's patch him in. Alex, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Thank you. How's it going, guys?
We're great, man. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Maybe spend some time. Let's talk about who you are. If people don't know who you are, give us your backstory. What do you do? And, we know you have a YouTube channel, but outside of that, how'd you get into crypto? How'd you get into TA?
Well, I'm a carpenter by trade. I'm actually from Toronto, Canada, and I've done my carpenter apprenticeship throughout my younger life, and I decided I wanted to make some side income, so I learned how to trade, and I'm self-taught, and I've been trading for a year now, just over a year, and I've been getting into the crypto universe, and I love it. But most of all, like for me, I really like to say that you can work a full-time job, even construction, come home, look at the charts, and extract some profits. That's what I'm all about. So, yeah, it's challenging, but it is doable.
So you went from extracting wood to extracting charts. I'm digging that, bro.
Extracting that Bitcoin.
That's right. We're going to get into Bitcoin here in a second. Guys, we're going to get into Bitcoin in a second. But first, let's get into the overall cryptocurrency markets. CoinMarketCap says we're at $1.136 trillion, volume under 30 billion, which is very low. Bitcoin dominance at 46%. ETH dominance at 19.8. Now, Bitcoin, 27 flat. up 2.5% over the last 7 days, flat on the 1 hour, flat on the 24-hour. Alex, what is the Bitcoin chart telling us? What should we expect? Are we gearing up for a big move? We know Hong Kong went live with retail trading today. Doesn't seem like that's had any effect. What are we seeing as far as market structure? What are some levels you're looking at for Bitcoin?
Thank you so much. Well, currently right now, I'm looking at the month is swapped over. And the last 3 Junes have been red. So we're looking to get an actual green month, hopefully this coming June.
Alex, do you want to share
right now
your
we're at key level of
do you want to share your screen?
We're at key level of support. So I will definitely share my screen right now and I'll give you guys some TA here. So you can see here, we're definitely last 3 months have been bearish, but when we look at the overall picture here, we can see, we'll get the Otter out of the way. Shout out to the Otter gang. Thank you guys for being here and supporting the channel, and smash up. I know they're smashing up the like buttons for you guys. But we have a couple situations. You can see that we're at a key level of support. Everybody was talking about this head and shoulders here. But when we look here, we have some key levels to the downside that I've been looking at. Definitely, as we come down here, you can see that we have a golden pocket. This 25.2 area is such a key level of support for us, especially noting that there's a big volume gap here for price to move through. So if we do come and challenge these lows that we were recently putting in, I'm looking for moves down to the downside. So I always like to give my group and my guys areas of where price will have a reaction. So these are very long-term time frames. So I'll go through the long-term time frames and what I believe are key levels for we look for reactions on price. But we did get this reversal triangle here, and we're looking for price to come and challenge these lows yet again. But this is my bearish outlook. When we look at the bullish outlook, we have to hold this 25.8 area, right? We can see that we have this trend line, which does coincide with the with Bitcoin dominance. Now I'm watching Bitcoin dominance to follow this trend line as well. You can see Bitcoin dominance has obviously had that massive push ever since January, and it's coming up and it's consolidating sideways here. We have this trend line here where I'm looking for price to work its way back down to and possibly have a bounce. But right now, I'm looking for this level to be challenged. So when I zoom in here and we go through the daily, we can see that Market Cipher has definitely is trying to print a red dot. Now, when I go back to the 2-day, we'll get this off the screen here. But when I look at the 2-day, we can see that we've come up and we're testing the 0 line, right? And as we work our way down through Market Cipher, we've been trying to print this red dot. Now we had the confirmation of the red dot on the 20-hour here, and which I believe has brought us down, and we've come back down to this key level of support. So in the shorter term time frames, what I'm looking for the rest of this week, just from the TA, is that we've obviously been going sideways throughout this range, but when we get into the nitty gritty, as we like to call it, there's a couple of areas of confluence that I'm looking at. First of all, I'm looking at this point of control to hold us up, and it also coincides with the value area low, and we don't want to lose this to the downside, right? But we also have this beautiful trend line that we have tapped multiple times on the way down. But my worry here is for the bears. If the bears want to push price down here, I do believe that there's tons of liquidity up here. Now you can see that price moved down and pushed up really quickly here, and then it came up, and then it came up again, right? So this gave multiple opportunities for people to get into a short trade, and I was actually able to drop a short in right here and grab this trade, and it was a beautiful chunk of profit. But there is a lot of liquidity here because price never failed to get above this area and grab this liquidity. So if price does bounce off of here, I'm looking for price to come back up and challenge these highs here, which actually works really well when we look at the dollar index. We can see with the dollar index, which is an inverse correlation to Bitcoin, that when this comes up, Bitcoin comes down, right? So as we see here, we've had a massive push upwards, and now we are starting to come down. Now, if we continue to come down back to this 100 level, that's so key that we traded in for such a long time, that we can possibly look for Bitcoin to have a bounce to the upside here and challenge this liquidity up here. So we love to give the levels. We love to watch all these levels and look for a reaction on price throughout the charts, just to build confluence, just to look for, hey, if price gets to this area, am I going to look for, you know, a bullish divergence on the short-term time frame here where price comes and makes some higher lows, right? We look for reactions, we get into these trades, and we practice good risk management. And by doing that, you know, our group has been pretty profitable and pretty happy just by managing our mindset, managing our risk, and all that. So we're looking for that. We're also looking for this channel here on the S&P to build confluence. As we come up through this channel here, we've had multiple pushes to try and break through this 4,200 area. Okay, now if this pushes above, we look for this to have a rejection. And why is that? Because on our way down here, you can simply see that in this bear market, we've had multiple stops here. And for me, if I drag this support and resistance area across, you can see that we're right at it right now, and we're at the top of the middle of this channel where I will be looking for a rejection. So the S&P looks a little bit more stronger recently, but I look for a rejection down back to this key level of support around 4,036, which will bring Bitcoin down alongside with it.
You know, I saw a chart. On the S&P. The top 5. So you got like Nvidia, Meta, Apple, Tesla. They're literally propping up the S&P index. Everything else is literally flat or at zero. So it's interesting you put that, and we do know that crypto, Bitcoin specifically as well, and the stock market are correlated. Currently, will that correlation break? Who knows? But I want to go. I want to get into. I want to look at the crypto bubbles here really quick. So I'm going to swap over to my laptop. So we have a couple. We have a few tokens that are in the deep in the green. We have Sandbox up 7.6%, XDC up 7%, Litecoin up 6.5% over the last day. We know the halving is coming in August. Activity on the network is taken up. So you know, I am not a big Litecoin guy. I feel like you know, I guess it has a purpose and it serves that purpose, but nothing that excites me to invest in. But I do know it's got a pretty big community. Pepe up 5.3%. Now, Alex, we spoke prior to the show, and you brought up XRP. We know XRP kind of has ripped the last couple days, kind of bucking the trend here. What are you seeing on the XRP chart? And is there a trade setup that you're looking for?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Well, when we get over to the S&P here, we can see that we have failed to get above this key level here. And this level right here is around 58 cents, I'd say, would be your key level. And when you zoom out, you can see that this was just before we had this, obviously, this big crash here. So we've been consolidating down in this level. There's 2 key volume areas, and we're finally making some quite nice volume at the upper level of this range. And when we look at XRP, compared to everything else, like if I flip through any of these other coins, you can see that there's a clearly defined downtrend on most things, right? Clearly defined downtrend on most things, right? But when we go over to XRP, we can see that it's actually been able to get out of this downtrend, flip it to support, and push its way upwards, right? So for me, that is indicative of people wanting to accumulate bags. They're thinking we're going to win this court case. So when I'm looking at XRP, it is very much news driven. It's FOMO driven. So I'm looking for a retracement. You know, if we simply pull some sort of fib from here, we can see that it's come to the golden pocket here. It's getting a little bit of a rejection. So I will look for this to work its way back down after this rejection and probably have a retracement and continue its way up. But I don't see it getting above this 55 cent area just yet. So I look for this to get smashed down, which would be a possible short entry here. You know, protect yourself, but look for a wick up and target the lows as well. So I hope that helps with XRP.
Yeah. Are you now as a trader with something like the lawsuit kind of almost coming to a close? Does that make you more apprehensive to get into an XRP trade, whether it's long or short, not knowing, hey, the lawsuit might end tomorrow and it could swing the price either way? Or do you see that more as an opportunity?
I tend to stay away from news. When I was an early trader, I loved the news because you would get that volatility, right? Like trading the CPI data, trading the interest rate. That stuff was like exciting. To me, I like to stick to the fundamentals a lot more recently, because when I come to the charts, I mean, if I'm trading news, I'm pretty much gambling, right? So for me, by sticking to the charts and sticking to a plan, I can stay away from those wicks, right? Because we know in crypto there's those wicks that come and they will wreck you. So for me, I will look to stay away from the news for XRP, but I'll also look to accumulate as we come lower. I mean, I was accumulating around 33 cents and stuff like that. So, I mean, I do believe that there could be a massive pump if we get the bullish news, but I don't think it's coming just yet. But I tend to stay away from trading the news.
I know you kind of talked more on the short and medium kind of terms when it comes to the overall markets. You know, you brought up the dollar index. Also, you brought up the S&P 500. Where do you think, you know, we opened up your segment talking about green month, for example, or red month. Where do you think the market is essentially going in, say, the next 3 to 6 months, more on a macro sense? Maybe not quite as far out as like next year or the halving, but what do you think? What do you think the environment for Bitcoin looks like? For the next few months.
For the next few months, honestly, when I've looked at the cycles and I've gone through Bitstamp and looked at the longer term cycles, you know, we have very much of an accumulation phase, right? I believe there will be a challenge up to this 35K zone, possibly a little bit higher. But I do see us coming a little bit sideways. And I know this isn't the most favorable thing, but I do see a long-term sideways range formulating with highs and lows. But overall, I do believe leading up to the halving, we will have that dreaded capitulation, sideways action that will eventually, you know, people who stay will benefit from grabbing the downtrends and accumulating their bags for the next bull run. But overall, in the long-term time frames, I'm definitely looking for some sideways consolidation. You can see that we've had it multiple times in the past where we've come down, we've popped back up, just like in 2019 here, where we've popped back up, and then we've had this dreaded stretch in the past, right? I mean, this is the horrible C word, but you can see that we do have this long-term time stretch. And I see that happening for most of us, maybe a push down depending on, you know, the macro environment. But overall, I think we'll have a little bit of sideways. We'll have some attempts, possibly no higher than, I'd say, the 50,000. If we pull a golden pocket here, I think this is going to be a key level of resistance right around 50,000 here. But overall, I do believe it will be sideways capitulation. And really, what I would love to see, I'm not totally bullish until I see us get above this huge 31,000 level of resistance, right? This is massive resistance. It's the key to higher prices, right? And we have failed multiple times to get above recently. So I look for us to capitulate sideways here, hopefully follow some of these trend lines. But overall, a bit of sideways action. Don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but overall, that's what I'm planning for. And you know what? That's great for a trader, because for us, you know, up or down, we can grab profits, and there's moves to be had throughout this range. So that's kind of my thoughts on the long term for now.
Cool, man. Well, we appreciate that. Alex, we want to thank you so much for joining us. Guys, if you enjoy the content, you want more from Alex O, go visit his YouTube channel. Go subscribe. The link is in the description of this video. It's also in the chat as well. So, Alex, again, on behalf of all of us here, thank you so much. And we look forward to bringing you on again.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Take care, brother.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right. And then we do got a few new people. Just a little shout out here. We got Dynamike, Anthony Soprano, Crypto Limo, and Chris Osti. To you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Like Crypto Limo?
Crypto Limo, man.
I like it.
People got to, stretch out, stretch them gains.
Yeah. Speaking of stretching out, the miners are stretching out. That's not a good segue, but either way, new miner.
Terrible.
Miner balance soars to highs not seen since November of 2022. This is the month of Sam Bankman-Fried, with the miner balance reaching 737,000 Bitcoin, a high not seen since November of last year, and the overall miner balance totaling over 1.8 million, it's clear miners are retaining more Bitcoin in their treasuries. It's interesting and it's intriguing to think about how much the ordinals and the BRC craze has to do with the miners not having to sell off a lot of their block rewards. We know the transaction fees have gone up. People are using their network more. The ordinals, the BRC20 tokens. I mean, no sell pressure. Well, not no, but limited sell pressure from the miners. They're making more money. Bitcoin price going up. You got the halving coming up. You got, I mean, a lot of things happening. I feel like we're just like where that rubber band on the slingshot just keeps getting pulled back slowly and slowly and slowly until there's going to be no more give, and it's just going to absolutely skyrocket. I think that's what's going to happen. Also, we have this happening. U.S. lawmakers to hold digital assets spot market hearing next week. The House Agricultural Committee, which oversees the CFTC, will hold a hearing on June 6th titled The Future of Digital Assets, providing clarity for digital asset spot markets. We know Grayscale is in a lawsuit with the SEC. Sorry, hey, how come you have not approved our spot ETF conversion from our Grayscale Bitcoin Trust? And the argument from the crypto sector, from the crypto side, has been you got futures trading, you got spot trading. You talk about you want regulation, where here you have companies that are trying to register a product that allows people to have access and exposure to Bitcoin on the spot market, and you're saying no. So what is it? You want investors to be safe? You want them to register? Well, here they are, and you're not letting them. So you got any thoughts on that?
ETF, good.
Wow, thank you for that, Robin. Hopefully our next guest will have some more input for us, and I'm pretty sure he will because he's smart.
Thank you.
He's smart, unlike
Thank
you.
you. Can I get some OLAs in the chat? All right, let's start the OLA train.
You are
Also,
literally
the miners,
like a sideshow.
the miners are. They are hodling. Why? Because they're in the profit. They don't have to sell.
Wow,
And
that is such amazing analysis.
There you go,
Rocco,
man.
we hit the
That's right.
jackpot with Robin here, right?
That's right.
We hit the jackpot with Robin's analysis there. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Again, our next guest probably will have some more insight, but maybe not in Bitcoin mining, but definitely NFTs. And so let's bring him on. Cassius,
Hey, what's popping?
my guy, how you doing,
What's up,
brother?
bro?
I'm doing great, man. Great to be on. I was on last week, and I kind of left you guys a little bit of a teaser. Want to jump in and give you a quick one this week.
I love
Yeah.
tweezers.
Yeah, we were talking,
Teasers.
and so we were down in Miami, and we were at a couple NFT events, and my boy Cash is over here. He was asking a lot of tough questions, and I'm just in the background, drinking my vodka cranberry, just like, man, this is good. And
Of course
I'm like,
you drink vodka cranberry.
that's right.
Basic
Little
white
squeeze
girl
lime
drink,
on
bro.
top. How you doing? So I'm over here, and I'm like, man,
Let me
this
guess,
is some good.
Let me
alpha.
guess,
I don't
Tito's?
know, man. It's open bar, whatever they're pouring in there. I know it's light red, a little pink. But anyways, my boy over here was dropping some alpha when it comes to the tough questions, and I we were talking afterwards. I was like, hey, man, I really like your vetting process and what that looks like. And you had a whole system and a whole rundown, and I was excited for for you to explain that to our audience in the same way you explained it to me. So what is your process when someone comes to you?
Well, hold on. Yeah, that. But I'm the reason I'm showing this is
What's that?
because, I mean, in the NFT space especially, we see so many money grabs, so many scams, so many people rug pulling. You see it with tokens, you see it with NFTs. And like Rob said, he was blown away by how you vet NFT projects. We'd love for you to share with me, because I haven't heard it, and the rest of the community, how exactly it is you do that. And so we'll kind of give you the floor here, my friend.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. So basically, I mean, I see the headline. Unfortunately, it was rugged, and it was supposed to be a charity. That's we'll get into the specifics of that later if we do it all. But basically, I interview a lot of founders, CEOs on my show, Poppin' Crypto. So I talk to a lot of businesses, tech businesses, and also obviously NFTs and NFT companies, or I don't know if you want to call them companies, projects. Some people have a different approach to the NFTs. Some are art projects. But if they're trying to approach it as a business, I have some things, what we call it, and this is actually just for any crypto project as well, but we call it 5 factors. I say we, as me and my homeboy, Crypto Nick, want to give him the credit for this one. He's my analyst, is one who taught me about crypto a long time ago. And we call the 5 factors of one of the things that we do to start basically determining if this is something we want to invest in or not. So I'll go down that, and then I want to give you just a real life example for an everyday person if they did want to do an NFT project by way of basically a loyalty program. So we'll get to that second. So first, this top 5, right? So right at the top is the team. So that's like the founders and developers. Like, who are they? I want to know that they have a track record, that they're serious, that they're, trustworthy. For example, you just showed that one with the penguins. I don't know much about that project in specific, but like, were the leaders of it, were they trustworthy? Did they have credibility? I don't know. So that's number 1 right at the top.
So Cassius, let me ask you real quick before you move on. So if it's an anonymous founding team, is that an automatic no?
For me, probably yes. At this point, it's an automatic no. For me,
I would be real quick, guys watching. I would kind of be taking notes, man, because you talk about how to identify and how to make money with NFTs and not lose money. This man has put time and effort in. I would definitely, pretend like you're in school and take some notes. I'm actually taking notes myself. So
I need paper and pen.
This is the order of the priority. So number 1 is the team, and this is a crypto projects as well, right? So if they're going to start a blockchain or a coin, I want to know who are the team, the devs, the founders. Do they have a good track record? You can check their LinkedIn, things like that. You know what I mean? Like check up on them. Number 2 is the community and user base, because you want to know if there is some sort of fervor. I know if they're brand new, there may not be as many, but you want to check into that. Twitter followers, great place to start. Discord, is it active? Is there excitement? Number 3 is the utility, which is obviously very important. The use case, what is it for? What problem is it solving? Why do we need this coin or this NFT if that's what they're going for? If they claim to have utility, is it valuable? Or, if it's an NFT project, we want to know if it's just the art they're selling, or is there some, what is it that they're going for? Number 4 is the tokenomics. And this is obviously very important because you got to know how much is divvied up to whom, are holders holding, founders holding a certain amount of coins or NFTs. We want to know how they're going to be distributed to the community and going forward. That also includes like the code and like the infrastructure of the project. And number 5 is the competition. We want to know if there's competitors in the space who are doing the exact same thing. So that way we have some sort of relative that someone done it before them or someone else brand new just like them. We want to know what competition is out there. So that's the 5 factors.
Cool, man. Now, you mentioned utility, and if I'm playing devil's advocate here, and then someone comes on and says, well, there's tons of projects and coins. You look at Pepe, you look at Dogecoin, you look at Moonbirds. To my knowledge, they didn't really do anything. You look at Ether Rocks, who sold for millions of dollars. Are those just anomalies? And is that like kind of buying a lottery ticket? Like, what are your thoughts on those?
Yes and yes. I do think so, because I know we hear about those ones. Obviously, we hear about them. I heard about Pepe pretty early on and stuff. But I promise you, for every one of those, there's probably 50 that we don't hear about because they pump for one day and then they're dead. So I would say they're more so anomalies. But again, that's what number 2 was, which was community, right? I mean, if the community is that strong, it is possible that something can get legs. So, something like Pepe, boy, when I was in that call, it was about a week old, I should say. And wow, I've never heard so much fervor and excitement for a meme coin in my entire life, And, obviously it was the community that drove that. So that's something that you weigh into your consideration.
Yeah. And speaking on your point number 2, the community, we know there's a lot of fake engagement on Twitter, especially with bots. And there are places where you can check to see how authentic it is on Twitter, whether, the engagement is it bots? Is it actual people? And so those are some things you should definitely look at as well. Is there like a, if it satisfies 3 out of the 5, 4 out of the 5, or does it have to be all 5 of the 5? And if it's 3 or 4 out of the 5, is there 1 or 2 that you're not willing to negotiate on that those have to hit the mark?
No, I wouldn't say that. So part of it is too, this is just like a personal portfolio allocation for yourself, right? Like, well, how much do you want to put into it? Right? You said mentioning gambling. Yeah, I've gambled in some meme coins before. Depending on your personal, maybe $100 is not a lot for you. Maybe $1,000 is not a lot for you. Maybe 1 ETH is not a lot for you. You want to tread carefully. It kind of is a way of weighting how strong of a conviction you have in this project, meaning how much you want to allocate towards it. So, it doesn't have to necessarily be perfect. If something is very strong and one of the use cases here or the community or tokenomics or something you just think has a chance at longevity, you may allocate a larger amount to it. And also depending on where the current price is when you discover it.
Web3 and me said, yes, vet the team, especially new. Number of followers, use case. This guy is on, needs his own show. Pretty sure you have your own show. Right?
I actually have a show, not weekly though. So not, I appreciate being on. I don't have a live stream, but I do have my show Poppin' Crypto where I interview founders, CEOs, and I also, just so you guys know, I'm a recording artist. So I always make like a custom song for everybody I have on my show. Basically, it's like a theme song for their project, and then I perform it. Or this year I've been doing music videos.
Yeah, man. I've almost completely memorized the outro music.
Right.
That thing. I just be singing that thing everywhere, bro.
I'm gonna hear you perform it next time I'm on.
I don't know about that because I'm not trying to embarrass myself. But anyways, guys, Cassius, where can people find more Cassius Cuvée? They want more information. Are you mostly active on Twitter? We know you have a YouTube channel. Where should they go follow you to find more info?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm at Cassius Cuvée on everything. CassiusCuvee. So that's Twitter. That's my YouTube channel is Cassius Cuvée. Instagram. I'm going to actually be co-hosting on BitBoy Crypto's Twitter Spaces today. So tap in with that. Me and my man AJ Wrights Crypto will be on there as well. So maybe I'll go over the 5 factors on there too. It's one of those things that I don't repeat it enough to publicly. I tell folks all the time when I do consulting, but maybe I need to start putting some of the stuff out publicly more often, so that way the larger community can.
Yeah, man, you have a lot of knowledge, man, and I feel like people kind of look over that. You need to definitely be more vocal, man, because this today alone potentially could have saved someone in the community a lot of money and a lot of time. And so I think it's important. If you got the juice, man, I don't know where that was going, but if you got the...
That's all right. We're going to squeeze it if we got it. Let me give you guys, I want to give one real use case, right? So before I leave, for just a regular person, so this is an example of a loyalty program NFT drop, right? So regular folks just in the community, maybe they're not big into crypto, right? And I'm helping them like, look, let's say you have a barbershop, and this barber, she has 100 customers. And she knows she's going to be raising her prices because of inflation, et cetera, but she wants to create a loyalty program. So this is just one example of a use case for NFT drop if you're going to do a loyalty program, right? And so, the art may be cool or whatever, but that's not the point of this particular NFT drop. She's got 100 customers. Let's say she's going to do an NFT drop of 25 NFTs, right? You want to have some scarcity value so you know that there's like 25 people are going to want to buy those on day one. Let's see, she sells haircuts for $100, and she's going to sell the NFTs for $100 also. The NFT utility is that you get 10% off every time you get a haircut for the NFT holder. So basically, after your 10th haircut, it's basically going to be free. The 11th one would be free in that case, right?
Right.
So she's going to get $2,500 up front. She can buy a new chair, new barber equipment, whatever the case may be. And also now you have loyal customers going forward. Now, for the customer side, someone might buy the NFT, but let's say, they're going to be moving out of town. They can now turn around and resell that NFT on the blockchain for probably more than what they bought it for, if not at least that, because we know there's still a demand there. She's got 75 other customers who would gladly take 10% off, right? So they're moving out of town. They can resell it. Now she's got a royalty built in on the NFT, 10, 15%, whatever royalty she wants to put in there. She doesn't mind if they resell their NFT and passes it on the 10% forever because, her prices are probably going to go up over time anyways. But again, it's a loyalty program. So this is how you keep a customer base coming back. So it's just kind of a simple way everybody wins. That's kind of one of the things I like about decentralized finance and this whole decentralization is that everybody can have a benefit from it.
You took the words out of my mouth, man. I was going to say it's a scenario where everybody wins, whether it's a content creator, a barber, or anyone else. Cassius, thank you so much, man. We appreciate having you on. That was great. Thank you for the info. Thank you for the alpha. Guys, go follow Cassius Cuvée, Twitter, YouTube, all the social medias. And we look forward to having you on again, my friend.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm out here. It's Tech Week out here in San Francisco. I live in Oakland. Tech Week out here in the Bay, meeting all these VCs and stuff. So I'm going to be posting a little bit about that and talking about that as well.
You a Raiders fan?
I was, man. They moved out of Oakland. It makes it tougher,
My man.
I guess I'm still going to be rooting for them more than any other team.
Nah. Okay. You don't have to backtrack. You're okay. He's not a Raiders fan, guys. Good news. Yeah. All jokes aside, man. Thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you. And have a great day, man. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
Why are you hating on the Raiders? They're a Vegas
Raiders
team. They're Las Vegas.
They are
we
garbage.
Are Vegas
Their
team.
fans
are
are annoying. Raiders fans are the most annoying fans in the NFL. Point A.
What are you root for Brazil versus the U.S. and soccer
I might have
too?
to.
I mean, what's going on here? You apparently don't like the home team.
My son is going to play for Team USA one day. Mark my freaking words.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Are you doubting it?
Glad you know. You ship them out of state too to go play football too. Like, what? I'd like you to stay here in Vegas with Dad.
But... Idiot. Anyways, Robin, why don't you ramble some names off and then we'll get into some
I
news.
don't have any names.
Okay, no names to ramble,
There you go.
which means we're going to ramble about some news here today. So today, June 1st, officially, Hong Kong, no longer illegal for retail to trade crypto, kind of. This is from the South China Post. Hong Kong's first step in regulating crypto comes with high costs, but exchanges are undeterred. Crypto chef said, go pack, go. That's right, my friend. Cheesehead right here, baby. So Hong Kong's long-awaited cryptocurrency rules kicking off a new regulatory regime for virtual assets went into effect on Thursday. As of this month, crypto exchanges must seek a license with the Securities and Futures Commission to sell and market to Hong Kong consumers. The significant compliance obligation has not deterred interest from crypto firms hoping to gain a foothold in Hong Kong, said Joy Lam, a partner at a law firm that's in Hong Kong. The centralized exchanges that decide to stay will have to comply with a broad range of requirements covering areas including user onboarding, asset custody, cybersecurity, and corporate governance. They also need to conduct due diligence on the crypto tokens they admit and offer only those with large market caps and high liquidity, according to the SFC, which is like the SEC but for Hong Kong. Now, Robin, real quick, actually, under the new rules, retail traders are limited to buying tokens with large caps such as Bitcoin and ETH. ADA was thrown in there. Litecoin was thrown in there. I believe Solana was thrown in there. Now, a lot of people are looking at this and saying it's pretty like, I don't want to say you got to jump through a lot of hoops. You kind of got to jump through a lot of hoops to be officially registered licensed exchange. But as this thing is saying, it's not deterring these exchanges. Like, so what does that tell you here? To me, what that tells me is these exchanges are happy to comply with whatever rules and regulations you put in place, so long as they can remain profitable and give their service and business to your to citizens of your country. But when you have somewhere like the US where they refuse to even give that kind of guideline, you see companies moving to places like Hong Kong. What are your thoughts on this overall Hong Kong thing? Do you think countries like the US can look at maybe 3, 4, 5 months down the road and say, okay, this worked and implement it? What are your thoughts in general?
Yeah, I think as more and more nations, big markets, because Hong Kong is a giant financial market, as they come on board and offer crypto services, especially in a regulated form that isn't available or at least as transparent as it is here in the States, as these become more regular abroad, the U.S. is going to start feeling left behind. And people, and yes, perhaps the narrative for certain agencies and certain individuals is that, hey, crypto is bad, but that's not the voice of everyone in Congress. It's not voice of everyone that are making policies. There are a lot of people that realize the potential of crypto, and they are going to become more boisterous and loud as other countries move ahead and progress in this whole environment. And we're getting left behind. That's essentially what's happening. I mean, you need to look no further than with Taiwan, where, hey, we used to make all of our semiconductors here in the States. Intel was like a giant chip manufacturer. And then, hey, we decided not to pursue that avenue of technology. We offboarded it to another country that at the time was cheaper, but we just let go of the long-term vision. And what we're seeing now is a similar situation for short-term interest where, hey, we want to prop up our banks. We want to prop up the dollar. We want to keep money here within our own ecosystem. We don't want it to go anywhere else. We don't want to touch crypto for that reason. Now we are seeing that we are getting left behind in the similar way that we've got left behind in technology. Same thing you can say about the industrial situation here in the States as well. We used to be a number one producer of steel and other precious resources that is used around the world. And then, hey, we just let all that go and went international. Same thing with oil. So we're seeing a trend here where, hey, we have an opportunity to front run this entire market and take advantage of it and keep our dominance as a financial leader. But this is all going away. And I think that as ugly as it sounds that this is happening abroad, I think that this is sounding the alarms here with the people that are progressive in crypto in
Is it enough
Congress.
though, Robin? Is it enough?
Not this one though. But if it's we saw the MiCA bill pass in England, we see Hong Kong.
EU.
What was that?
In the EU.
In EU, we saw Hong Kong with their turning on, because they went from banning crypto,
Ban.
up into having regulation.
Yeah.
And so a drastic swing there. We're starting to see similar kind of narrative forming in India. Obviously, Africa, because they don't have the current infrastructure of the banking situation set up in the same way that we do in America and in the EU, they are a little bit more receptive to crypto and blockchain. What you're seeing is that the global adoption is moving quickly. And as each one of these countries or nations or cities or economies, as they plug into the crypto and Bitcoin network, people here in the States are noticing, and hopefully they can beat the drum louder and they can win office seats. And so I think a big part of the next election is going to be in crypto and where do you stand?
Bang, bang.
And I think that the likes of Elizabeth Warren and other people, as they stand against crypto,
She needs to lose.
The amount of votes that these politicians are winning or losing by are in the thousands, and especially in the swing states. And you know what? Crypto is bipartisan. I know Republicans and Democrats that hold Bitcoin and crypto. And if you try to take away their financial freedom or by investing in a crypto in the private sector, and you're saying, hey, no, you need to use the stock market and our own platform and keep all our money here in some trading, like, stop it. Like, stop trying to control everything, because we're starting to be more and more like a communist nation here. You know, they're saying what apps you can and cannot download. And so that's what we got.
It'll be interesting. And I agree with you. I do think crypto is going to be a massive kind of narrative point for these politicians running. And I think, and I'm telling you, I know it sounds a little minute, okay? You have a senator from Massachusetts, but I'm telling you, her running for office is going to be so important. It is so important to our space that she loses, because what that'll say to the rest of her colleagues, to the rest of the people that are running for office that take an anti-crypto stance, is you are going to lose. If you run on an anti-crypto campaign, you will lose. And I think it starts with someone like Elizabeth Warren. And I think she is an absolutely perfect candidate. You know why? Because she goes, I don't want to say unchallenged, because she is challenged, but essentially, like, no one even says, oh my God, is Senator Warren going to keep? No, she continues to win election after election. And in 2024, when she's up for re-election again for senator in the state of Massachusetts, she needs to lose, man. That'll be a warning shot, a warning signal to the rest of the entire political landscape. At your own peril, go against crypto. And so it'll be interesting to see that. Let's move on to some altcoin news. So we have this from You Today. Cardano mainnet receives a new smart contract toolset deployment. This is sourced from, again, You Today. Cardano builder Input Output Global, also known as IOG, has announced that the Marlowe smart contract toolset is now live on the Cardano mainnet. Now, what is Marlowe? Marlowe is a suite of tools and a domain-specific language, also known as a DSL, for creating and executing smart contracts. Users can utilize Marlowe without having any programming or DSL technical knowledge. Popular programming languages include JavaScript, TypeScript, and Haskell. All are compatible with Marlowe. I think JavaScript's the big one. The recently launched Marlowe is anticipated to add value to the Cardano and the larger blockchain ecosystem by offering a collection of tools for quickly and easily creating smart contracts. So what I'm reading here is they're breaking down the barrier to entry. Now, people have always said, Cardano detractors, that Haskell, the language that the smart contracts are coded in, is extremely difficult. It's not developer friendly. Well, here you go. This new upgrade allows for people something as simple as JavaScript. And I say simple, not because I know how to do it, but because, just studying and learning these things. We know Near Protocol did the same thing where anyone, right? Any developer from even outside of crypto, JavaScript, you can come in and you can develop a smart contract on the platform. Cardano's doing the same thing. Rob, what are your thoughts on Cardano long term? We know the price hasn't really moved. Are you still a believer? And what are your thoughts on this news here?
It's a really stark contrast to where we were in the bull run of 2021, where every single snippet of news or announcement coming out of Cardano's ecosystem was super bullish, pumped everything, and now we're seeing that the Cardano, they are having roadmap achievements one after another. They are diversifying their capabilities and their utilities, how you build on them, the suite of tools that the community can, or the developers can use to build on Cardano. And yeah, it's getting very little buzz. And I've seen, I think every week there's something that is built or some interesting development on the Cardano ecosystem, and the price doesn't move. Which I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just giving, but I'm giving my analysis on how the smallest piece of information, and I know this is indicative of the bull and bear market, smallest piece of information in the past. I'm telling you, Cardano would 2x.
But here's the thing, Robin. We know 70% of ADA's stake. We know it's liquid staking. I mean, doesn't that kind of like big news comes out, the price doesn't move? Why? When 70% of the tokens are
because
staked?
it is very community driven, right? And so the long-term hodlers, the people that are diehard Cardano fans, they're not FOMOing into this. They're just DCAing and they're staking and they're just kind of moving along. They're not like all of a sudden, liquidating their bank accounts to go buy more Cardano because they hear this news every single day. And at the same time, because it is so community driven, the ones that are invested in Cardano, well, they're here to stay. And well, the new people, well, hey, we're in the middle of bear market. So there's very few and far between on that. But it is, like I was mentioned, it's a contrast to where we were in the run up of 2021, where all of a sudden your barber and people that know nothing about crypto are like, hey man, what's this Cardano thing going on here? And that is gone. So right now, all you got is a community, which is a little different than, say, Polygon, and these are all similar market cap projects. So you got Polygon, who is like, hey, we have all these big partnerships, venture capital, Solana, and as they make partnerships with these big traditional companies, as they are building out their roadmap, you're seeing a ton of liquidity pour in from companies and corporations and also venture capital. And I think right now, because Cardano is so retail based, FOMO from that new retail investor just isn't here in the crypto environment, which I'm just going to say, man, that like they're building. And
so you still believe in Cardano?
Yeah, they're building. And the thing is their price isn't moving in the same way that it was in the past. And I think it's going to be one of the best performing top 15 projects next bull run.
Really?
Yes. Huh. I think it's going to outperform Polygon Matic. I think it's going to outperform Dogecoin, Solana. I think it's going to outperform Litecoin, Tron, Polkadot. I'm just going down the list of comparable projects. The only ones that I think if there's a settlement or a favorable judgment for XRP and Ripple Labs, I think that will give Cardano a run for its money. I think XRP, given that situation, will outperform Cardano. But I think Binance is going to slip. I think Cardano is going to pump. Yeah, man. I think that
What about AVAX? Hold your thought on AVAX, because
AVAX is, here's the thing. If we're going to talk about percentage gain, I think AVAX will probably outperform Cardano.
Well,
but I don't think it's going to supplant it, just for the simple fact it's a $4 trillion market cap, while Cardano is a 12.
4 billion.
Yeah, 4 billion, excuse me. So 4 billion compared to 12 billion. So there is a lot of head start on Cardano as far as market cap. And percentage gain, Avalanche will probably outperform the returns from this point than Cardano. But out of the top 10, I think Cardano is going to slide up into the top 4, maybe top 3. And I don't see anybody, I think, outside of the stable coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, maybe Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano. Never discount Binance, but
I'm not a BNB fan. Now, just real quick before we move off of Cardano, this is their everyone's always said, and some of it's fair. Like Cardano's overvalued. There's no DeFi. Well, their DeFi, the total value locked on DeFi is ticking up. It started the year at around sub 50 million and has gone to 170 million in TVL. I believe there's over 81,000 protocols running on Cardano. And so that ecosystem's growing, but you said probably Avalanche. Well, maybe this article will change from probably to really illegal.
let me know what the chat thinks. If we had a hypothetical situation, we're looking out into the future, we're taking bets here, okay? If you knew the market cap list in 2 years from now, at the height of the bull market, do you think it would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and who was third place? I want to know what you think third place is. Is it Cardano? Is it XRP? Is it Binance? Is it Solana? Or is it Avalanche? Or do you think it's Pepe or Ship? I want to know. What does the community think? And we're going to see what the most popular answer.
What's your vote?
I think I'm
saying XRP.
I think XRP as well. But I want to throw Cardano in there, but I think it's going to be XRP.
I don't think it's Cardano.
They were third before.
I think it's XRP.
They were third. They were third last bull market. They got all the way into third. They got in there for a very brief moment.
I think it's either XRP or don't kill me here. I think it's
Don't say
Don't say
Pepe.
Don't say
No,
babe.
Shib.
What do you want to say?
What?
starts with an S.
Ship?
It starts with an S. A ship starts with an
Epes?
S. Solana.
Epes?
Solana.
Oh.
I don't know,
A lot
man.
of XRP, man.
I definitely think that it's probably going to be XRP. I mean, guys got to remember, XRP was number 2 for a very long time. And then the floor was just rugged from underneath them because
Actually, it wasn't a very long time. It was actually a short time.
they were number. They were in the.
It was actually like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
number 2.
Yeah.
No.
They knocked Ethereum off in 2017 from mid-December to
Sure.
late December.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to trust you, and I'm going to admit I'm wrong here, blindly trusting you. But they were definitely in the top 3 for a while.
The top 3, yes. Yeah, 100%.
Now,
I think for most of 2017 bull market.
speaking of bulls, Avalanche hits 1 million monthly active users for the first time. Guys, we did an Avalanche video about a month and a half ago. Go watch that video. Talks about how Avalanche is positioning themselves to be the enterprise corporate blockchain to onboard traditional businesses from the traditional world over to Web3 and over to blockchain. Avalanche has crossed 1 million monthly active users for the first time. This is thanks to the recent launch of Ava Cloud. It's a no-code platform for launching custom blockchains, also known as subnets, on top of the Avalanche network. Now, there's something called Evergreen Subnets, which is tailored to these corporations and these businesses and enterprises. And I covered that extensively in that Avalanche video. So again, go check that out after the live show. Today, you can launch your own chain as a testnet in minutes and deploy a fully matured network in weeks, all without hiring an extensive engineering team, said Amin Gun-Sirer, founder of Ava Labs. Several projects have committed to building subnets, including Korean conglomerate SK Group, gaming app Blitz, and AAA game studio Shrapnel. Rob, Avalanche. Haven't talked about it much lately. Prices kind of stayed under $15. Is a pickup at under $15 a good investment move for Avalanche?
I think so. I think
Everything going on in the ecosystem.
I think it's as I said before, I'm gonna be one of the top performers next bull market. I mean, why wouldn't it be, right? They have an all-star development team, founders. They have the partnerships. They have venture capital. They are dabbling in CBDCs. They have NFTs. They have DeFi. They have the community. They have the uptime. Now, the only thing I would say is that it is a congested layer 1 smart contract ecosystem out here. There is a lot of competition. So I do think it's possible that certain projects rise to the top, and while others just lack the new onboarding of users. But hey, here you have an article saying users are, they're breaking records for users and utilities. So,
Robin,
maybe they're going to buck that trend. I don't know.
Robin,
what's up?
Solana under $20 or Avalanche under $15? What's going to make you the most money at the height of the next bull run?
I think. Where is that? Okay, so I think Solana's gonna.
It's okay, bro. Just say.
I'll go Avalanche.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Because Avalanche is at a smaller market cap at $4 billion.
Okay.
Solana's double that.
I believe Avalanche.
I do think Solana's gonna hit all-time highs, but I do think that Avalanche is going to outperform expectations. Also, real quick, a little shout out to the chat here. I see we got a few new people here. If you are new, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We have Crypto Chef Donata, Barry, Taco Berry as well. So 2 different berries. Daniel, Alex O Crypto dropped a $6 super chat. So thank you. Also, we got Brett Solkolski, Molly, Crypto Adoptions Coming, and Kenneth GB and OKC. So all of you, hola! Welcome, Sin City Crypto.
Jay-Z said, VC left Solana, so no all-time high. That is my biggest question mark, is what would have Solana's all-time high really have been without the manipulation of Sam and Alameda and that entire group? Either way, looking at it from adoption, what they're doing to break the barriers of entry down, onboarding people, that mass adoption we're talking about, they are doing it, man. They're doing it. Their network's been up. And so if they can avoid the issues that they've had in the past and they can continue moving forward and onboarding people, who knows, man? You might have to wait 3, 4, 5 years, but
kind of going through all of the people's suggestions for the third market cap on the list in the next bull market. I think XRP won as far as the volume, but there are some surprises in here. We got Litecoin in here a few times. We have Shiba Inu's made the list. Brett
Who said Shiba Inu?
It was Ogilvy.
Ogilvy, come on, man.
And then you got Brett says Matic. I can see that as well. And then Luis says Ben. Oh, it's an interesting one. Yeah.
And token.
And Solana. I do think that Ben will rally his token. I don't think it'll get to the top 3, in my opinion, but who knows? I mean, none of those
could be
surprise me. And then, yeah, so that's what I got.
Guys, we want to give a quick shout out to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you or your business is having internet issues, outages, IT problems, and you just don't have the time, you want to give them a call. They're going to help you out so you can focus on handling your business. Visit BlueWireTech.com or simply click the link in the description of this video. If you joined in last minute, make sure to come back tomorrow. If you're not subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Ping the notification bell. We'll be back 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time again tomorrow with our man Forrest. With that being said, check out all of our social medias. Check out our merch store. All the links are in the description of this video. Big thank you to our 2 guests, Alex O Crypto and Cassius Cuvée. And with that being said, Rocco. That was a wide tornado. Guys, we love you. Come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. On behalf of myself, Robin and Rocco, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the outro music.
Sin City, crypto. Everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in. For big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger turn